Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of Unleash and beautiful Las Vegas. A sunny, beautiful day here. I am Dan Riley, co-founder of RADICL. We've had an amazing couple of days here, and I'm so excited to be with Kathi Enderes, SVP of Research and Global Industry Analyst at the Josh Bersin Company, and Chris Broderick, Senior Partner at RADICL. So today we're going to keep this short, to the point. We believe work is broken. We believe people absolutely deserve an epic work experience. We have a lot of work to do. Conferences like this bring incredible ideas together, bring new ways of thinking, new disruptive ways of thinking. People deserve an amazing working experience, and we want to kick this off. And number one, Kathi C., do you agree with this? And number two, why?
Okay, I agree. And let me just call on some statistics. So,
Of course.
Of course, as we're analysts, right, we want to talk about statistics. So, for example, burnout has increased in the last 2 years from 61% of employees being burned out to 81% of employees being burned out. 81%. And by the way, for HR people, it's over 90%. Little secret on that. Wow. 14% of employees don't want to work anymore at all. And I know sometimes we all feel that way, maybe, but they don't want to work anymore at all. So clearly, something is not working for employees.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Yeah. So
Chris?
Thank you so much, Kathi. Love the data. Thank you for bringing that to bear. As we think, though, about things that aren't working, what is it that you think that leaders can and should be thinking about and then doing? What are some of those actions that they can be taking to address some of these serious concerns?
Yeah, I think that one of the reasons is when you see engagement dropping, when you see burnout going up, when you see productivity decreasing, you see a lot of turnover of employees that we all see. Quit rates are still going up. By the way, we'll talk with the economists this afternoon about what happens there. But all of these problems we in HR see, but the problem is we address them as single siloed solutions. So if, for example, somebody's burned out, right, you say, oh, we have a burnout problem. Maybe we give them a wellness app. Maybe we give employees subscriptions to Calm. But maybe the problem is not at all that they need a Calm app. Maybe the problem is they're working 60 hours every week. They're stressed out because they don't have the skills to do their job right. Maybe the job is not designed in the way that works for them. Maybe they're on their commute because we forced them back to the office. Maybe they're just not in the right job to begin with. Maybe they're stressed about their pay, because pay is now the number one concern of employees because of inflation, right? They can't make ends meet. So the problem is we address all of these challenges as single source solutions when they're really a system of things. And that's what we've been talking about, systemic HR. And systemic HR means everything that you're doing, every problem that you're trying to address in HR is a systemic problem. It requires you to think about hiring. Of course, did we hire people into the right job? It requires you to think about retaining people. Are we creating a great employee experience? Are we paying people enough? Do we give them opportunity to do hybrid work? Do we have autonomy about their work? We could also think about it as a reskilling problem. So yes. Do they have the right skills? Can we build the skills for them? And we also have to think about it as a redesign problem. Redesigning work, that's the biggest problem of all, because nobody's doing that. ChatGPT, for example, you hear it all the time here. That's going to change everybody's jobs. But we have to redesign the jobs so they can be better jobs, not take the jobs away, but have better jobs that actually use the ChatGPT and all of that to have like more human-centered jobs that people actually want to do. So all of this we call systemic HR, and that's really what it's in the middle of all of this to make work better.
Yeah, so how do you think HR is doing? I mean, are you seeing, number one, there's awareness, we need to change.
Yes.
I hear that all the time.
Yes.
We're all out speaking. We all know we can do better. We have to do better.
Yes.
How are we doing? And why aren't we seeing the movement as fast, more quickly?
I think it's hard. I mean, we have designed our HR practices in the 80s, pretty much, right? We have designed it as a service delivery function, right? Somebody has a problem. A hiring manager says, I need to hire somebody. And we in recruiting go out and say, oh, let me find you a candidate. but maybe they don't even need an internal hire. Maybe they can find maybe they can find an internal hire, not an external candidate. Maybe they need just a contractor. Maybe the job is just not right at all, right? So we've been designed, and for the last 50 years or so in HR, we've operated as like a service delivery function, when we really need to think about not how we can deliver a service, but what's the problem we're trying to solve, and falling in love with the problem and then finding that solution.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really a big shift. It requires all of us to think differently in like a more systemic way.
Yeah, and as we think about that systemic approach, and we think about focusing on the problem and this new imagination of how we might do things differently, it's important to kind of be able to take that heaviness of being stuck in this inertia of just complacency or whatever it is that we in HR can sometimes find ourselves, and truly, defy gravity and bring ourselves into some new view of the problem. So where and how are you seeing organizations be successful in breaking through that, defying that gravity, breaking through and creating a new view, a new lens to tackle some of these problems?
Yeah, I think the problem is we jump to the solution so quickly, and when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So don't use the hammer all the time. Don't look for the nail, but look for what's the problem, get the data, analyze, stop for a second, don't jump to solutions so quickly, really dive deeper, understand what the problem really is, get some input from employees, listen to them, get them involved, and then you can all together design the solution.
Yes, listen to your people. I mean,
listen to your people. It's always it's the power skill that we in HR don't use enough.
Yes, and we do need to defy gravity all together, so that's important. So thank you, Kathi, as always.
Thank you.
And thank you for all the work you do, and just for people, for organizations. We love the work you do, and thank you for taking this time.
Thanks
and
for having me.
Kathi is on the main stage today with 3 economists and Kathi at
3:25 today. It's the very last session, so please join us. I'll try to make it fun with the 3 economists, and we'll close down the show.
Perfect. Well, thank
Thanks
you,
for
Chris.
having me. Thank you,
Thank
Chris.
you, Kathi.
Thank you, Dan.
See you, everyone.
See
Enjoy
you.
the rest of the day.